All right, we are recording Sisterhood Team Call May 19th. Welcome everybody. Today is a super exciting day. So much has happened in the world of Beachbody, and if you are not excited to be a Beachbody coach, you should be, and you didn't watch the announcement. So we're gonna share a little bit about that, but that's not what the call is about. The call is about your business. Before we open up and talk about all the things, I wanna open it up for recognition. Okay, I'm gonna go first. I just want to do a huge shout out to everybody doing the Reels Challenge, okay? Because this shit is not easy. It's uncomfortable, but I see everybody putting themselves out there, trying new things, trying all the hard stuff and doing it. And it's fun. I feel more connected to a lot of you for doing it. I'm loving watching you guys do it. I'm cheering you on. I'm with you on it. So way to go. Sorry, Chantal, over to you.
Yeah, no, you guys amaze me. Hey guys, like huge day for Team Impact today. Really exciting. Not one, but two new emeralds. So massive congrats out to Sam, Samantha. I think you're on the call. I see you. You are like a dancing diva. You have to check out her account, guys. She's killing it with Let's Get Up. She's doing some super fun reels and some remixes. So definitely check her out. Follow her if you can. She's a mama of 3 and she's doing incredible things. So massive congrats to you. And to Kathleen, I think you're on here, brand new mama as well, showing up authentically every single day. You inspire me. I admire you both. Thank you. Congrats.
I'll go. Chantal, you like just explode with energy. I love it. I just wanted to shout out my team, and specifically we just had a call prior to this call with 5 women on my team that are going to be pushing for Diamond and pushing for Diamond in July. I can see everybody wiggling, and we're going to be using the 645 launch to do it. So we just got like super technical and talked about all of the things. We have a Diamond push group going on, and so Celia, Monica, Carolyn, Jen, Stacy on the fence, she's in the group, but it's super cool, and I think it's really fun and exciting to do it together. So I'm pumped for all of you guys.
I'll hop on. I have just a quick shout out. My first working coach, and she's showing up to the meeting tonight for the first time. So hi, Ashley W.
All right, guys, super exciting. So like I said, today is massive. I want to, I'm going to give you like the quick highlights, but I really want to empower you to go over to the Beachbody Champions page. And I think we can actually share the link in our team page and watch Carl's announcement. Carl is the CEO of Beachbody for anybody that is brand new. And today he went on and he just made some really amazing announcements about what's ahead with Beachbody. The company is going public shortly. I don't know the exact date. I think it's end of May, and it's going to be on the New York Stock Exchange. What it really means for us is that the company has a lot more access to money, and that equals development and new stuff for us. It is massive for the coach network. Carl has also made it so super clear that like coaches are the heartbeat of this company, and coaches are what Team Beachbody is all about. So I can give you the updates and I can tell you how exciting it is, but I really encourage you to go over to the Beachbody Champions page. First of all, if you're not a member of it, become a member of the Beachbody Champions page and watch that video and start to feel a little connection to the company that is giving you all these tools to run a business from your freaking phone. The most exciting announcement, in my opinion, was it's called Body. It's BOD for Beachbody On Demand with a little I for interactive. And it's going to allow us to live stream workouts. So all the super trainers are on board and they're going to be live streaming workouts. So now when you have a BOD group, you're going to be able to see like Sarah Patterson is doing Joel's 9 a.m. workout or whatever it is. Like it is a completely different dynamic to this business, to building community, to fitness from home, to being able to serve people. It is absolutely massive. It is so, so exciting. There's some updates on how the Nutrition Plus membership is tied into that. Cookies and cream Shakeology is coming. They are making it gluten-free for the very first time. Shakeology is going to be gluten-free. They're turning all the other vegan ones that way. There's updates on the bike and when the bike is coming, what that's going to look like. There's a new super trainer that's involved. There were so many massive announcements. And before you get in Coach Corner or your chat to ask a million questions about it, go watch the video. I promise you, feeling a connection to this company is a massive part of why Erin and I and some of the other coaches that have been to, actually just Jen, Erin, myself, and Jen Milks out of the entire Sisterhood are the only ones that have been to an event. Thank you, COVID. And it's a huge reason why our belief is so freaking strong. And tonight, a lot of this is about belief. At the beginning of the month, we were given these promo codes and told to enroll people for $110. It was completely ridiculous. Like I saw someone the other day that accidentally got 2 bags of Shakeology in their thing, which means they got everything plus an extra bag for 100. Like it's absolutely crazy. It's the most affordable way to help someone in their home, right? But then what we've seen and what sort of happens after you have something like that, a promo code like that, everybody hit Success Club that was trying to, that put some effort in by May 5th. And they took their pedal off the gas. And this business is about consistency over time and repeat. So what we want to talk to you about tonight is how to get excited again. After, say, if you hit Success Club on the 5th, wicked, go for a new personal best. Go for Success Club 30 because Success Club equals commission for you. And as a new coach, if you want to see financial change in your business, in your household, in your bank account deposited next Thursday, commission is where you need to work right now. It's also where you're building your bench. Every single woman you enroll with the total solution to get in one of your groups is now on your bench to potentially be a working coach. And as you take a step back and just sort of coast and run the group and then sort of, where am I going to get my next points from? You lose steam, right? And it's that escalator effect. So, and another thing that I want to encourage you with is to find a new goal to be excited about. Today I went and I did a hike out in Red Rock. I was originally going to go with another Beachbody coach and she canceled because she wanted to listen to that Beachbody announcement live. And I was like, cool, I'm going to go anyway because I can listen to that afterwards because I felt it in my bones that I just needed to get out there. And the whole time I was there, I was thinking about the Sisterhood. I was thinking about how in January, when everybody who is a 1-star diamond gets to qualify to come to New Leader Conference and is going to be having a free hotel at the Bellagio, and we're going to go out there to Red Rock and hike. And that was like, I'm like creating that vision. Like, I know how much that's going to mean and how incredible of momentum that will bring to their businesses. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And that is getting me up tomorrow morning. That is getting me excited to what's my next group? Who am I inviting? Get my prospects going, right? So what's your next thing? What's your next milestone? I want to see it in the chat. You know, also in our diamond chat this week, people realized that once you're a 1-star diamond, you actually start to get free coach leads. There are people that enroll as a coach directly through Beachbody. And if you are a star diamond coach, you get those leads. The better your rank, the better your leads. So get excited about something in this business. And tonight, what we're going to do is give you some tools and some ideas on how to do that. I see 5. You go, girl. Vegas, baby. Hit diamond with 645. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. All right, we are going to kick it off tonight with Andrea Young, still new-ish coach, guys, like 3-4 months, something like that. I think is at the top of our leaderboard again this month, doing incredible things. And she is an action taker. I see it. She is type A. She is organized. She is a go-getter, and she's working harder than you. So when you see her at the top of the board, it is what it is. She told me the other day that she stayed up till like 11 o'clock one night trying to figure out and hammer it home and blah, blah, blah. Like, if you see someone doing well, it's not luck. It's not necessarily that they have a better network. They're working harder than you. So Andrea is sharing about free groups tonight. Let's kick it off. Thanks for being here.
Okay, hi guys. I don't know why my Zoom thing says Luca. It's my son's computer, so it's me. So yeah, I wanted to talk about, so to start off, one of the biggest benefits I think to talk about is free groups. So I am a new coach. I've been coaching 3 months. I found this especially, I'm doing actually my second free group in a couple of weeks. I did one in April. I find it very beneficial at the beginning, especially because as new coaches, you guys know if you're new, you can put yourself out there as much as you want on social media or in people's DMs. They haven't seen what you're capable of yet. They haven't seen results. They haven't seen how a challenge group has been rolling out because you haven't been talking about it because you haven't done one. So I found, especially at the beginning, and I'm still even having it now a little bit because it's obviously kind of like a slow-moving thing, but people were curious and they would ask a billion questions. So a really beneficial thing is to do a free group, and if you haven't done one, I really encourage you to do one if you don't know what to do next, because it's kind of like giving everyone a free trial without them going that Beachbody 2-week free trial route. So I'll start with that. If anyone asks, any prospective customer talks to you about a Beachbody free trial route, I know some of the new coaches were asking about that before in the main mentorship group. We always, most of the coaches do anyways, will veer people away from it for a lot of reasons. One, they get automatically enrolled into a 3-month membership, which is the worst value for them. It's the most expensive. They get nothing from it. They don't get anything that a challenge pack comes with. And as a coach, you don't get any SE points, right? So a lot of times if people are asking or wanting to know more, a free group's the way to go. It's basically like doing a free trial without having them to sign up with a free trial. How it works, ask for their email, set up a bod group like you would any other bod group, and invite them to that bod group as though you're inviting one of your customers. They get an email, they make a free account, they don't have to do anything, and then they're in the bod group. And then you put in sample workouts. So they don't actually use Beachbody to be part of the bod group. They can go off and use video or YouTube or whatever the sample workouts are. So that's how they're set up. I find it, one of my biggest piece of advice is to really go all in on these. Like I had a 5-day free group back in April. I went live 3 times. I went live at the beginning to tell people the importance of the free group and to take it seriously if they really want to see what we have to offer. I went live to talk about the meal planning options and what the 2 meal plans are. I talked about the containers. I talked about to-be mindset and kind of benefits of both, and that's what you get access to as a Beachbody member. And then at the end, my counterpart Chrissy went live to do a giveaway because we did a giveaway. We said at the beginning we would do a giveaway for anyone that showed up every single day of the 5 days, tagged their accountability partner, and did a sweaty selfie. So all those people got put into a giveaway, and then what we did is we gave away samples of our supplements and a headband. So they're already kind of getting now kind of a benefit for you too, letting them try the products, right? So that, like, the value, anyone can go in and try a sample workout. That's not what we're really trying to show with the 5-day free group. What we're really trying to show is the community and accountability group aspect, how you're motivated, how you're inspiring, how coming together as a group is what the missing piece of the puzzle that they may not already have, right? So I was cheering everybody on every day. I was really involved in the group, and I'm also super new, so I had this one group to focus on, but I was really involved and really cheering people on, and at the end, I actually went through and I screen recorded my screen of the BOD app, and I went to Fixate. I logged our workout. I typed in no equipment workouts, and I did a kind of a walkthrough of the BOD app, and I did a voiceover talking about what I'm doing, and I posted it in the group, and I said, here's how BOD work works. And all the free group members, by the end, when I followed up with everybody, then no one really had any questions, and a lot of people signed up. So I found it to be, and I mean, there was a lot of people that were obviously already showing interest, but I found it super helpful that the way the 5-day group worked out was that every step of the way I was explaining another little piece of BOD, so that at the end they knew exactly what to expect. And I told everybody at the end of the 5 days I was going to follow up with everyone individually to talk about their experience, and then I always had a challenge group set up and doing it again. So I said, how do you like it? You like it? Great. We have a challenge group starting on Monday. You in? And that kind of kept the momentum going. People were already excited, right? So it kept the momentum going for the excitement, and I had something to put them in. So that is really my piece of advice. If you go to Sisterhood coach page in the guides section, there's a landing page for the free group. I worked off that. I obviously added Control Freak, and I'll add Let's Get Up this time because that wasn't included. But it's a really great place to start, and it's got all the resources you need to set up this 5-day free group. And it is like an invaluable piece of a tool to use before a challenge group, because people will be excited to join your challenge group. And that's pretty much it. If anyone, I can share my like BOD group tutorial thing in the coach page after, if anyone finds it useful, just to see what I kind of said and how I walked through. But that's what I did for my 5 days. It was super effective, and it worked, and we're doing it again in a week. So like I said, I encourage anyone that hasn't done a free group yet to do one. They are super effective. That's all I got.
That's awesome, Andrea. Thank you so much for sharing. One other thing that I'll share, guys, is that when you do a free group on BOD groups and you enroll them by just sending them their email and they set up the free account, not a free trial, a free account, they actually go right in your customer list. And I love that. So they haven't purchased anything, but they're in your customer list. So if they were to say, no, I don't want to join your group,
don't put this on.
but they end up joining something later, I can't see who's not muted, but they end up buying something later, then they would be your customer. So that is awesome. Thank you, Andrea. I'm going to pass it over to Milin, who's going to talk about paid groups.
Okay, thanks, guys. So I think the free groups are such a great idea, like Andrea said, especially if you're a new coach, to give you some credibility, or if you've been doing this for a while and you still have a lot of people that are like, I'm on the fence, like that will help get them through. But then when you're ready for them to join your challenge group, I want to share a couple of suggestions or things that work for me. And maybe I'll kind of walk you through like my challenge group journey, because I think it can be a little bit different when you're at the beginning versus if you've been like maybe coaching for a year or longer. When I first started coaching, or when I first started as a challenger, I joined my first challenge group. And that was like my only experience with the challenge group. But as a challenger, I wasn't like paying really attention to, how is it set up? How is it organized? What do I actually have to do in here? So when I started coaching and Coach Aaron said, okay, set up your first challenge group, I was like, that's really scary. Like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. I've only done this as a challenger, and then I've been like in the Sisterhood, regular group. And so it felt really overwhelming to know how to put together a challenge group that was effective, and that I would do a good job, and my people would be happy in there, that they would get results, we would have engagement, like all of the things that you want with the challenge group. So what I did initially, and I think like talk to your coach to see what they're comfortable with, but I would say probably most coaches, like what I did initially was I joined a Sisterhood challenge group. And this is what I tell now all of my new coaches is like, if you want, join my challenge group for 1 month and like shadow that as a coach, so that you can learn and be in the challenge group from like a coach perspective and not just a challenger perspective, and start paying attention to the types of things that happen in there. So talk to your coach about that. I think probably most coaches are like, okay, if you join theirs. In the past, I think we used to do a lot more of like joint groups, and now we've gotten more into like, hey, do your own here, do your own here, but that can be really scary initially, as much as there are like a lot of benefits. So, you know, I would encourage you to shadow for a month. What you have to be aware of is when you like shadow in somebody else's group, they're not, your people aren't seeing you. They're seeing your coach show up every day. They're seeing them like do the post. They're seeing them talking. So that's the downfall. You can like do it to learn, but you're not really going to be sharing yourself. And when I was ready to start my own challenge group, I also felt like that was really scary, and I didn't want to do it alone. So I partnered up with Sophie, and we started running our challenge groups together. And that was way less anxiety inducing and much more exciting. And we could like feed off of each other. And we figured out, hey, you know, you do this portion and I'm going to do this portion. And then we helped each other out. If one of us had like a busy day and we couldn't comment on somebody's post, the other person was available. So that's the other thing I'll say is like, if you're feeling like it's daunting maybe to do a challenge group, do it with somebody else that's at the same stage as you are and run them together. It's a lot more fun. What I think is sort of happening right now in my business, I know for a lot of coaches, is like we've sort of been doing these Start Strongs every month. 3 weeks, the second week of the month, we start it, we do prep week, and then we do 3 weeks, and then we start inviting to our next group. And like, I think a lot of us have been doing this for a while, and I feel like it's getting stale. Like I'm talking to the same people that have been following me for 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, and I'm talking about the same thing. And it's like, clearly if somebody's been following me for that long and they're like, didn't want to join you 2 years ago in your Start Strong, don't really want to join you now. You know, I think right now we're in a spot where it's like, we got to start doing something a little bit different. And your energy will dictate how excited people are going to be to join you. So if you are doing the same old boring thing month after month, you're going to be super bored, and that energy is going to come across and people are going to be like, no, don't want to join you. So what I will say is if you're feeling like that, this is a good opportunity to think about what excites you. Like when you did your first challenge group, what piece of that really excited you? Was it the program? Was it your accountability partner? Was it the segment? Like, were you in with women that were also moms? You know, like what are the things that excite you on a day-to-day basis when you wake up and you do your morning routine? Is it your like morning habits that excite you? Is it motivating other people? Is it the nutrition piece? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about what excites you and think about building a group around that. And it doesn't need to be done in an overwhelming way. Like, it doesn't mean that your entire challenge group needs to change or your content needs to change. Maybe it means the content is the same, but the name is different, or the people that you're targeting are different. Like I'm turning 40 this summer, and so I created a 40-40-40 group, 40 women for 40 days that are turning 40, or it got a little complicated, or in their 40s, because it turns out I didn't have 40 people that were actually turning 40 that wanted to join me. But you know, like that was exciting and new and different and super targeted. And at first I was really nervous, like it's such a small market, but guess what? I went to high school with everybody who was also turning 40 this year. And so like, those are all the people that ended up joining me. So I think we have an opportunity right now to do something different. And I'll just sort of like throw out a couple ideas, but I'd love in the chat if you, maybe share like, what's the thing that excites you? What is maybe like a new element to your challenge group that you could bring in? So maybe it's program specific. Like maybe you're going to start Let's Get Up Again, or you're going to try T20 this summer because it's only 20 minutes. Like program specific groups work. People want to be doing the same program with the same people. Maybe you've got, like I said, a milestone birthday. I just recently did an all-in group that I scammed from Courtney, but I love it because that's my jam too. I'm like, I'm all in. Like my thing is like, I'm not really like this big high level motivator, but I will be your biggest freaking cheerleader. I will show up every single day. I will work the hardest in the group and I will push you to do the same. And if you don't show up, I will call you out and I will tell you to a T like what you need to eat. And so all in is totally my jam, but I never really clued into it until Courtney did it. I'm like, oh my God, this is me too. Like, this is where I'm good. You go to morning routine, right? Like Erin's like the queen of morning routine. And so I know she's doing a free group right now around that. And it doesn't need to be like massive morning routine. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe you talk about gratitude and like every day in the group, you ask people to list out 3 things that they're grateful for. And like, that's your small little tweak as well as all of the other things. Maybe it's a segment. I think Sarah's doing a group of moms that have children with Down syndrome, or maybe it's like, you know, I don't know, boy moms, postpartum moms, whatever, an outdoor group, like whatever that is. You know, I think we just need to like stop being boring. Honestly, I think everybody is bored of all of the boring standard groups, and we're all, you know, if you're doing a group because it's easy, because the templates are there, because the messaging is there, because you've done it before, like it might be time to reevaluate and kick up your energy level, and you will notice right away. As soon as you're excited about something, your energy is going to come across the screen. Like I'm who Courtney said of like, I hit SC at the beginning of the month and I was like, man, this month is crazy with life right now. I think I'm just going to take a break. And I haven't had a group. I haven't got any more SC points in the last 2 weeks. Sophie and I were sort of like waiting to figure out what we were going to do about our next group. You know, is it going to be a free group? What are we going to do next month? And we just talked about it. We figured it out. And I'm already excited right now to do my next group in June. I've already set up my bod group and I can feel my excitement, but like I didn't have anything before that. So one thing that I did want to mention, and this was a little bit different for me and like outside of my comfort zone, and I'm not sure that I would do this as a brand new coach, but I did want to cover it for like maybe a coach that's been coaching for a little bit longer, is I recently, so this all-in group that I did, I set requirements. And I've never done this before because I don't know, we just, as a team, I don't think anybody on the team has set requirements, and I know some coaches do, but I was just hesitant to do it. So I did this all-in group, and I required that everybody sign up as a discount coach, and I required that everybody drink Shakeology for the entire 6 weeks. I'm doing it for 6 weeks, and there was a business purpose to it. I'm in my 2-star qual, and that's a 6-week qual, and so I really wanted to hit that qual. So my coach that's also in that qual with me, her and I did it together. So the ultimate goal is to hit 2-star qual, honestly, from a business standpoint. But the message to my clients was, like, I've never had requirements in my groups before, but this one is different. We're going all in. It's 100% commitment, and so you need to have some skin in the game. And what I find is that people that have skin in the game are just more committed. Also, a lot of people are struggling with nutrition. This is where Shakeology, you know, steps in. And by having a discount coach account, you're going to have a discount. Anyways, I had like, you know, a whole thing that I sent them around requirements. And like, I was hard on them. I was like, no booze, no cheats, no treats, like 100% nutrition, accountability. You're going to be checking in every day. But almost everybody was in because they were like, yes, this is the level of accountability that I need. I certainly had a few people that were like, I'm not interested in doing the discount coach account, but it really made me realize like the value that I'm bringing as a coach and in these groups, like people will pay for that. People will pay for that value. And the way I looked at it was like, this is like my service that I'm offering, and this is how I'm getting paid for that service. Everybody in my group was existing clients. So if I would have done a group and just added all of my existing clients, I really wouldn't have gotten any income from the work that I'm putting in. And I think sometimes that's okay to do to help build the community and build relationships with your people, but ultimately we're running a business. And like, if I were to go to a trainer at a gym, not that I'm a trainer, but you know, I'm just saying this as an example. If I were to go to a trainer or a nutritionist, you think they'd be saying like, yeah, come on in for 30 days and like do this stuff, and they wouldn't be getting paid. So I kind of like it kind of gave me a different mentality of like what my worth and my value is. Now you better believe that if I'm asking people to drink Shakeology and pay for 6 weeks and have a discount coach account, that I'm like mega engaged in that group, like all over it, commenting on people's stuff every day, checking in with them, you know, like I'm really am trying to give them the value that they're paying for. So like just an idea, I think, you know, there's a few people here that mentioned like big diamond goals or star diamond goals. Like that's what I shared with my team too on my my diamond push call just before this. Like you could do, people are brainstorming ideas, because I think, like I said, you know, Courtney did the all-in group and I was like, yeah, me too. Like we're all unique in our own ways, but every one of us probably has similarities with other people. So like, let's share what that thing is that ignites us, that excites us, and see if you can bring it into your group. I also think sometimes it can be stressful to think about something unique, because you feel like, oh God, now I need like all brand new content, like branded content, or like all of these beautiful images. And I kind of want to take the pressure off of that. I think great if all of your images look beautiful and are like your beautiful pink logo and they all look the same and you have all the same like copy and font on them, amazing. If you have time to do that, great. I think we can all aspire to have that as like a branding purposes, but also like Google is great. And like when I did this all-in group, Gabby and I we kind of rushed it, and we weren't super organized. And then all of a sudden we were doing a Facebook group and like we had no images. So every day I Google, what did you eat for dinner? And then I go to Google Images and I pick out an image that I like, and then I copy and paste it, and that's what I upload in the group with like a little bit of text. It has no fire and freedom branding. There's not really like a big sense of consistency. It's fine. Like that's not, don't get stressed out about that. That's not the value that you're bringing. The value that you're bringing is like you showing up, doing lives, posting, commenting on people's things. Like spend your energy on that until you're in a position where like the branding is like total cherry on top. You're really the most important thing in here. And then, you know, I think the really like, once you are excited about your group, once you're sharing it, once people are joining, you have to get people results. You have to help them get results. Like, let's remember that we're here because we're here to help people get results. So like, you should be right in there with them. I really encourage you to be doing the same challenge that your people are doing. If you're doing a program specific one, and I know sometimes that's not always possible, but I think there's really something to be said about a coach that's like, I'm going to do 30-day breakaway with you. And you're going to see me also checking in every single day with 30-day breakaway or whatever your program is. I'm going to do all in with you. I'm going to share my meal plan with you, so that they're really seeing you modeling the behavior, and it's like really connected with what they're doing. You know, all of like the standard stuff, like make sure you engage, you comment, you ask questions, you share resources. So, you know, what I've started doing, like there's so much stuff on Beachbody On Demand. And I feel like even for me, sometimes I'm like, where do I find the recipes? Like, I'm not even sure that I really know where to find the recipes because it's not obvious. So like, you know, if you have content outside of BOD, like, you know, and you can repurpose the Sisterhood stuff or Fire and Freedom stuff, whatever, you know, weekly meal plans, like all of those things, you can repurpose them. But honestly, sometimes it's just really helping people navigate the website. Like I have a post now in my challenge group that's like, hey, if you don't know where to get the recipes, these are your 2 links for recipes. And those usually get the most amount of comments because people are like, I never know where to find the recipes. So like, you can leverage that existing content, or maybe it's every week, it's like, here's my favorite recipe. What I've started doing is like a challenger of the week recipe, you know? So one of my challengers that's super engaged, something that they love, and then I post that there. And then I would check in like regularly with your people. So obviously use your group for like the day-to-day engagement. What I do is every week I have an email that I send out to them. And like, once you do it once, just save your template and then repurpose it. So every week they get an email that has like, you know, a little bit more detail, maybe like my favorite Shakeology recipe and then like some motivational stuff. But check in with them regularly via email. Like, when I have people that first start, at least once a week, I'll check in with them, like with whatever medium I connected with them on Facebook or Instagram. Hey, how are you doing? It doesn't need to be anything massive. It doesn't need to turn into this massive conversation. It's just a, hey, how are you doing? How are you liking the group? Or how's your program going? Something along those lines. And then if a draw is always fun also for engagement. Like if I do a 21-day group, usually by like day 18, I do a draw and I make it like self-serving. Honestly, I say like, comment, what's your biggest change been since you've joined this group, or like, how do you feel about this group? And then I use those comments to promote my next group. Hey, women in my current group have been in here almost 3 weeks. This is what they're saying. But I give away some beach bars or something like that. But really, like, I actually like, Andrea, how you said, I only have one group going at a time, and I've gotten into situations where I've had like 3 or 4 groups running. I don't know what I was thinking, but like my energy level in each group is only 25% because like there's no way I could do it. And so now I'm really hyper focusing on like as much as I can, one group at a time, so that I can pour all of my energy into that one group and give people a really good experience. And like, I'm okay saying, hey, next group starts in 2 weeks. Like, if you want it, like, perfect. It's starting in 2 weeks, and you're going to get a great experience because you're going to be starting at the same time as everybody else. So, be confident about what you have to offer. I'm going to pass it over to Erin, who's going to talk about inviting to that group.
Hey guys. Okay. I'm on fire this afternoon. I was so excited with all the updates. Like, there's so many cool things happening. And I think when it comes to inviting people, first and foremost, before anything else, you need to have a plan on what you're inviting them to. So that's really what we wanted to talk to you guys tonight about, like strategizing. What's your plan? Like, what are you inviting people to? Are you going to do a free group? Are you going to do a specialized program group? Are you going to do a mindset group? Are you going to do a gratitude group? Like, think about what floats your boat. Seriously, think about what you're excited about. Think about what you like and plan out a group. Get out your calendar, literally get out the calendar and map out the days. I'm going to start this day. We're going to end 3 weeks later. So then my following group is going to be maybe a week break. And then the next week, like, map it out. Do yourself a favor, have a new group starting every month. And the more organized you can be to have, okay, my May group is going to be this, my June group is going to be this, my July group is going to be this. Like, plan it out, because the more you have it organized and planned, the more confident you're going to be when you're talking to people. You'll be like, oh yeah, so my May group is this, my June group is this, join us on this. If you're excited about this, you could do this. So we found out today Amwala's program is launching July 6th for coaches and July 19th for clients. So you guys got to start mapping that out. We know the dates now. I will say there's equipment that comes with Amwala's program, right? You're getting these new amazing loops. So if you're going to do like a test group, which you all should be doing for the coach exclusive window, the test group, people can buy it on the June 6th, and maybe you don't start for a week to give people time to get their stuff in. It's going to be the same with the client group, right? They're going to be able to buy it on the 19th, and maybe we'll start it then the 26th. But map it out. Start planning. Get your calendar out. Get your agenda. Make yourself a plan for your groups, okay? But I really wanted to talk a little bit about inviting and connecting. And I know that this past month, I think a lot of people killed it in April, killed it in early May, and now we're losing steam. Like Courtney was saying, the end of those CEO codes, and you invited all your people, and now it's just like, I don't have anybody else to invite. And that happens if you're not continuously building your bench, if you're not continuously adding people to your network, if you're not continuously adding new followers, you're not continuously getting to know people. So this business, it's all about meeting new people or reconnecting or having new people, connecting with them, having conversations, getting to know them, and then feeling comfortable with an invite. But if you're not doing that connecting piece, you're certainly not going to go to Sally, who you haven't talked to for 20 years, and be like, hey, I started a group in May, want to join me? You're missing the whole connection piece, okay? I've talked to a few coaches this week about expanding networks too. And it's like, I'm like, okay, well, how are you finding your new people? And it's like, well, like I'm doing reels and
It's not enough. If you want to have new followers on your page, you need to go follow new people. You need to find the people. You could get lucky and have a reel that hits like friggin' Sarah Patterson, who had a reel who hit 165,000 people. Like, that's amazing. But we're not all good. That's not going to happen to all of us. If you want to have more followers, you need to follow more people. You need to go out there and find your people. So if you're new to if you're new to coaching within the last 2 years, which a lot of you are, I would say the best way to expand your network is within your current network, is through your friends of friends, is through the people that you already know. You know good people who are like you. They know good people who are like you. They know good people who are like you. They know good people who are like you. Go through that intentional rabbit hole of finding people within your warm-ish circle who are like you, who are going to be like, oh yeah, you know so-and-so. It's not weird. There's a connection there. But you have to be doing this every day. Take 5 minutes while you're eating your lunch, or take 5 minutes while you're going to the bathroom and follow new people. If their account is open and you can see their page, comment on their page, send them a message that's not weird. That's like, my message always starts to somebody new that I don't know. It always starts with, hey, I know we don't know each other, but like, I acknowledge the fact that this is weird. I don't know you, but I'm sending you a message because whatever. Okay. But if their page is open, comment, engage. If their page isn't open, just follow. You're just following and you're hoping that people are following you back. I know that strategy isn't amazing, but you have to put yourself out there. You have to present yourself to these people, and then they get to choose if they follow you back or not. You can't sit back and wait for followers to find you. You have to go out there and seek them too. So spend time doing this every single day, and it will add up over time. Like I said, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Don't just go to Kat and Nat and try and follow all of their followers. You will not have the same level of success that you would do if you went within your current network and their network and their network and their network. Go through your friends of friends, okay? But you have to find new people every day. Every day. Every day, okay? From there, you want to connect with these people. And when I know Chantel on our call earlier today, she's like, I don't really know what that means. And I was like, you have to make friends. You have to make friends. And she was like, I'm introverted. And I was like, girlfriend, so am I. It's not an excuse. You have to make friends. Be interested in what they're doing. Be interested in what they're posting. If they're posting pics constantly of their little baby, comment on their little baby. Ask them how they're doing if they're sleeping at night. Like, just be a human. Ask questions. Be interested. Engage on their stuff. Be present. The more you're present on their page, the more your page will be presented to them. The whole idea is that you're getting to know each other. You're getting to see if there's a connection there. You're getting to see if there's like a likable interest, okay? You're getting them to know you. The other part of this is that you're sharing regularly on your stories, right? The more social you are on your, I'm just seeing Courtney there, be social on social. Yes. So the more you're sharing on your social, the more they're getting to know you. The more they're liking you. The idea is the more you share, the more they know they like you and they trust you. So that when you do send that invite and you say, hey, I'm actually doing this thing, would you be interested in joining me? That invite is well received because they like you. That invite isn't oh God, who is this? What is she like? What is she selling me? You're not going to get that response because you've built a connection. The idea is that you want to have like a connection so that when you send that invite, it's well received, it's welcomed. And even if the answer is, no, you know what, it's not my thing, then they're going to say, hey, oh yeah, that sounds super cool, but no, it's actually not my thing. Okay? But if you're not doing that hunting for people, adding people, and connection piece, when it comes time to invite people to your group, you're not going to have anybody. And I feel like that's kind of maybe where we're at right now, because we invited all the people and then we didn't do the connection, finding new people part. And that part you have to do daily. That's what I do every day. That's a large part of what my power hour is looking for new people, connecting with people, engaging with the people that are there. And I'm trying to connect, engage, form a friendship, form a relationship over the course of a few weeks before I even consider, is this friendship, like, am I ready to say, are you interested in this? right? And that you can't put a timeline on that. Some people, it's like, you've talked a million times over the course of the last 2 days, it feels comfortable to ask, or it's been like sporadic over 3 months and it's still not really there, right? But you have to do that connection piece. You have to seek out new people and you have to do the connecting. And then they will watch and they will get to know you because you're sharing not just your workouts, you're sharing your personality, you're sharing who you are, and they're getting to like you. Okay? I'm just looking at my notes here to make sure. Yes. So when it comes time to actually inviting them, keep it simple. Do not word vomit. Do not go into all the depths and details. Just be like casual and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. Would you be interested? Or maybe it goes along the lines of, hey, I know we don't know each other that well yet, but I have this group and it's mostly for moms. I feel like you'd fit right in. Would you want it? Would you be interested in doing it with us? Like I would like 2 to 3 sentences. And then maybe you say, the intent of the group is that, like for us, we're doing this 3-day focus on habits. So I've been saying the intent of the group is that after 3 days, you'll feel really proud and accomplished that you committed to yourself for 3 days. I'd love for you to feel that way. Okay. But don't overthink it. Definitely don't over word vomit. And if they don't respond, because be prepared, a lot of people don't respond because they don't know what to say. They're not ready for it. They're like, oh no, shit, no, right? If they don't respond, then you re-engage on something else. When they do a story, you comment on their story. When they post that picture of their baby, you comment on their picture of their baby again. You keep it going. The relationship wasn't ready for the invite. You keep it going. It's not like you're going to unfollow this person because they didn't respond back to you. They're not ready. You just keep going with the relationship. Okay? I hope that's helpful. Erin, are you adding them to some sort of list? Yes. This is exactly what I was just going to get into. You need to have a tracking process. If you aren't tracking, you don't have a business. If you're not tracking, you don't have a business. So whether your tracking is literally at the beginning, I remember it was just a notebook and I would write people's names down and I would star them if I'd invited and I would highlight if I'd followed up or whatever. You have to think of what your system is. Sometimes I started with paper pen. I used Excel because Milen was using Excel and I was like, oh, that's so badass. I want to do Excel. It didn't work for me. I used the Rise Up Journal. I would make comments there. I now use Teamsy. Teamsy for me, it's a online CRM management system and it helps me. I find it very easy because I enter my people and I put when I want to follow up with them and that it works well for me. But it's a paid system. You might not be at that point. I think it's $30 a month. Am I right? People correct me if I'm wrong. $20 a month. Worth it if you're willing to spend $20 a month. It's amazing. But whatever you do, get yourself a system. If that's a notebook, that's what I started with, do the notebook. If you have the Rise Up Planner, which is amazing, use the Rise Up Planner. But have a system of, I invited these people, I'm following up, they said this, whatever. Okay? Essential. If you don't have a tracking mechanism, you don't have a business. Because people will fall through the cracks, 100%. Okay? So I'm going to recap. You need to be looking for new people every single day. If you've been in this business less than 2 years, you are still in your warm market. Go through your intentional rabbit hole and find people within your warm market. You need to be connecting with people every single day. That means like making friends, being social, being interested, engaging, asking questions, getting them to know you. And then when the relationship is ready, you have to pull the trigger and invite. Guys, even me, I put up the poll for a free group. People don't respond. People don't respond. I see like me and my loyal brother-in-law who clicks every single one of my polls and my sister. And I'm like, nah, nobody's clicking my poll. But then I'll message out to people and people will respond. And they're like, oh, what's that about? Your stories, no matter what you think, your stories aren't as clear as you think that they are. Your offerings aren't as clear as you think that they are. You have to actually have conversation and engage with people and talk to people, see where they're at, what they're doing, if they'd be interested, share a little bit more what it's about. You have to actually invite. And then track. So that was my quick spiel on inviting and connecting. Please, if you have questions, put them in the comment. No question is too simple. If you've been in this business short or long, like, go for it. Milen, did you have a question? Oh,
I was going to share, because as Erin's saying, like, this is this business, guys, this is what I do every day, is like, I'm making friends, I'm making connections, I'm doing this, like, I'm having PTSD because that when I heard that message, when I was at like 6 months in coaching, is when I considered quitting. Because I was like, yeah, well, I don't want to do that. So, and I maintained that attitude for like 3 months, and I broke my 12-month Success Club streak. My 12th month as a Beachbody coach, I had hit Success Club 10 for 11 months, and I broke my streak. I hit SC4. I had a return, didn't hustle, didn't want to make new connections. And then it was January as I started to see Erin's team really rise. And I was like, and I hadn't added any really new coaches in a while. And I was like, all right, get my pen out, draw a line down the middle, pro, con. And you know what's on the con list for me for coaching? Making new connections and making friends online. You know what else is on the con list? And nothing. So if you're thinking you don't want to make connections, I would really encourage you to choose your heart and to figure out if that's something that you're willing to self-sabotage about. And when Erin says she does it every single day, like, I wish I was you. My word of the year is consistency, and I'm trying really, really hard to do that every single day. But I still have valleys and peaks in this business, guys, and everybody does. I still need to slap myself in the face and realize, okay, I've been working at about a 5. I need to get back to my 7.5. I was working at a 10 2 months ago. That went really well for me, but that's not sustainable. So I like slumped down, right? Like, you're an entrepreneur. This is how it goes. So I just wanted to mention that in case anybody is listening to Erin being like, yeah, well, I can't do that. That's not for me.
And I'll add on to that. When I say I do this every day, I'm doing it for the 5 minutes I'm sitting on the bathroom, right? Like pick the time you're going to do this. Let's have it stack. Let's be real. Let's have it stack when you're going to find new followers. And you do it. Stop talking about your bathroom time. I'm serious. Pick a time where you could spend 5 to 10 to 20 minutes finding new people and have it stack that. This isn't something that is going to naturally be like, oh, I'm not, I want to like search and find new people. No, nobody likes doing this, but have it stack, find a time where you're going to do it, and a little bit every day adds up. Yeah, like at lunch while you're sitting having lunch. Like a little bit every day adds up, guys. It really, really does. And then on Sundays, I try and I'll go to my who I'm following, and I look at my least interacted with, and that's where I'm starting with my unfollows. So I can see the people that aren't really engaging with me. Maybe they didn't actually follow me back. So I'm looking and seeing, okay, do they follow me? No. Then I'll unfollow, or maybe I'll look and see, okay, they're following me, but we haven't really communicated. So I'll engage on their page and try and spark up conversation. So I'll do that on Sundays to make sure I'm also unfollowing the people that aren't, coming back. So how do you know if they're least engaged? If you go to your Instagram, and you go to who you are following, at the top, for me, it says least interacted with, and there's 50 people there. I can click on that, and that's the least interacted 50 people that I have. Do you have that? Are you seeing it now? Yeah. So that's where I start. My goal is to do at least that 50 on the Sunday. My thing is, I feel like I put in my head that if I can't do the full timed bat, then don't bother. Oh my gosh. Okay. Honestly, guys, I think that so many of us work full time, and it's hard to do a full-time action hour, like start to finish. Honestly, I think you should break it down into 4 20-minute blocks. If you have 20 minutes, then focus on inviting for 20 minutes. If you have another 20 minutes, focus on finding new people for 20 minutes. If you have another 20 minutes, engage in your challenge group. But block it out. Put your timer on for 20 minutes. Do that one activity for 20 minutes and then walk away. If you don't have time to do the full that, then pick 1 20-minute block and do the one thing. But try every day to do something to advance your business moving forward, because the only way you get a lot of momentum in this business is by taking action and doing things. I was talking with Sydney earlier this week, and her and I both really connect on the fact that, like, when I'm feeling down on myself in this business, it's because I'm not taking enough action. When I actually just start doing the things and taking action, I start feeling better. Like, things start rolling, the boulder starts moving, the momentum starts coming, but it actually just takes doing some of the things. Yeah, great advice, Chantel. Set a timer. Is there any other questions? Yeah, Sophie, great idea. I check my group at the end of the night. The fun stuff after the income stuff. Yeah, I start with the stuff that I hate every day, for sure. For sure. All right, guys. Well, thank you for the great call. Andrea and Milan, thank you for sharing your tips. Guys, we are stronger together. There's so much value here within this community. Thank you so much for sharing what works. If I can say anything in closing, it's please plan out what your groups are going to be, link arms with somebody, figure out what you're going to do, and let's friggin' change some lives. So thanks, guys. Wait, I want to take a pic. I've been talking too much. I didn't get the pic taken. All right, smile.
And go watch Carl's update if you haven't already. Get connected to Beachbody, guys. Have an awesome night.
Bye, guys.